We are here at Santa Ana Airport, otherwise known as John Wayne, at the Lyon Air Museum. It's a media event prior to the Pacific Airshow. I'm here with Aaron Fitzgerald of Red Bull, and I'm so excited to have this opportunity to meet you and to talk with you today, sir. So I'm going to let you just introduce yourself a little bit, and then we'll take a walk around the aircraft, and we'll just talk about whatever comes up. So what do you have to say about yourself, sir, and what you're doing in the Pacific Airshow?
Hey everybody, I'm Aaron Fitzgerald, and I get to fly the helicopter that you see behind me. It's a Red Bull BO-105 aerobatic helicopter, and it's my honor and pleasure to fly it in the Pacific Airshow this weekend. We're going to be doing loops, rolls, a full aerobatic display. The Pacific Airshow is the perfect way to spend the day on the beach. Just set up early and stay for the whole show. You're going to see a lot of great acts. I don't know what time we're flying, so you got to watch the whole show, and we'll be in there somewhere. And it's really entertaining. It's a great way to spend the day down there.
How many air shows do you do a year normally, Aaron?
Anywhere from 10 to 15 air shows is kind of our normal schedule, and we work all over the United States. Technically, we're all of North America, so we sometimes go into Canada, but we haven't been up there lately. Maybe next year, but the bulk of what we do is all around the United States, doing air shows wherever we're invited.
Well, it sounds like that takes up a little bit of your time during the year, and I know you do other things besides this. This probably isn't a full-time gig. I know you do television, TV, I know you do filming. Can you talk a little bit about what you do in the, just 1 second here? About what you do in the entertainment industry as far as filming and things that you do along those lines.
Well, I get to do a lot of really great things. Flying around the country, flying this thing is really, really fun. And as you mentioned, I do other stuff too. I work in film and television. I do some stunt flying on camera, but primarily my specialty is flying the camera helicopter. So I'll have a gyro stabilized camera system mounted on the nose of the helicopter externally, and then we go shoot the action, whether it's air to air, shooting other aircraft, or air to ground, or establishing, which city the story's being told in. They start with a big aerial shot. So we do all of that. So it's a ton of fun. It's a lot of work. I go all over the world doing that. We were international doing that, making feature films, television shows, car commercials, you name it. Anything that involves filming and helicopters, that little overlap, that's my bread and butter. So I spend a lot of time traveling and doing that.
Well, that's awesome. Can you mention some of the films, for example, that you've been a part of? And are there films that we would have heard of? I'm thinking there might be.
Possibly, yeah. My partners in my company have done some big blockbusters that you heard of, like Top Gun and Devotion. I wasn't on either one of those, but the last big one I did was called Cherry. We shot that in Saudi Arabia, that was a big budget feature with a lot of aircraft, and that was fun. Before that, I was on one called Extraction. We shot our sequence for that one in Thailand, and that was a ton of fun as well. Big complicated sequence that was fun to build and shoot. And then locally, I work on a couple of different TV shows. We did all seasons of SEAL Team. We did all seasons of SWAT. We've done a bunch of, I'm just fortunate I get to do a lot of really fun productions all around, various stunts and filming, and just a good mix of action, and I love it.
Well, that's very impressive. For how long have you been doing that?
I've been flying helicopters for 30 years in various capacities. So I've done a lot of different jobs. I've done utility flying, building power lines. I've done offshore support, landing on ships at sea. I've done a lot of production, as we mentioned, racing support, all different kinds of ways you can use a helicopter. But it all boils down to that foundational skill set of just flying. I was born to fly. So anything I can do to keep myself flying every day, I'm all about it.
Born to fly, I like that. Do you have a handle or a nickname that people call you by?
I don't have a call sign. Helicopter pilots generally don't have call signs. Everybody calls me Fitzy because my last name's Fitzgerald. Even my wife calls me Fitzy. But no, I don't have a call sign.
Oh, I thought it'd give me that opportunity. I'm gonna have to try and come up with one.
You don't give yourself a call sign. Yeah, if you come up with one, no one's going to use it anyway. Your call sign's supposed to be a little bit embarrassing.
Oh, is it? I didn't know. I guess I'm more used to airplane pilots.
Yeah.
And trying to come up with call signs, and I even have one myself. My call sign is Gumby because I'm really flexible.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, flexible in life, not really flexible with the body, but very flexible. So I'm Gumby.
I understand.
Yeah. So, well, I think it might be time to take a little walk around your aircraft, if you don't mind, Aaron, and we'll talk a little bit about the aircraft itself, maneuvers that you do. Here's a good question for you. What descriptors do people give you in regard to your flying? Is it gnarly? Is it just out of control? What do you hear about what you do? Anything adjectives of your performances?
The thing we hear the most is, I didn't know a helicopter could do that. So even though Red Bull has had this program up and running for a long time, many years, travel all around the country and internationally, we have team members based in Austria as well, you would think that everybody has seen it, but every time we do a show, we hear, I didn't know a helicopter could do that. So that's the #1 descriptor that we get.
That's nice. Well, I would call it gnarly. That would be my description. If I've seen you fly, and my first thing is, God, that's gnarly. Or I would say unbelievable. That's another one.
There we go. I like that.
Yeah. So here we go. We're going to walk around the aircraft, and if you could just tell me, maybe the name of the aircraft, just kind of the abilities,
So the manufacturer of this is MBB, Messerschmitt Bölkow Blohm. So that's a very German sounding name because it's a German company. They designed it for the German army, and what they wanted was a light utility helicopter that could also be configured for attack, so they could put missiles on it. Sometimes they put machine guns on it, but primarily it was used for utility. And they wanted to be able to fly nap of the earth. So when you do that, you're flying low underneath obstacles, trees, ridge lines, whatever, buildings even, and to get up and over an obstacle, there's a positive G load as you pull up, and then as you go over the obstacle back under cover, there's a negative G load. So they designed a rotor system and a transmission that can handle that G-sweep. So this is a rigid rotor system. There's no hinges or bearings in the rotor head itself. All the aerodynamic forces are absorbed in the blade. And the central part of the system is the rotor head. That's a forged titanium rotor head. It's all one piece. It's almost indestructible. So it's really, really robust, very over-engineered. So this helicopter has a wide performance envelope that allows us to do what we do with margin for error. Just about any helicopter can do some form of aerobatics, but this one can do repeated maneuvers that are much different than normal helicopters. Anything will pretty much do a loop and a roll, but this one we're able to push it over forward and combine maneuvers in ways that you can't do with conventional helicopters.
Speaking of maneuvers like that, when you look at photographs of your performances, I'm an aviation photographer and I'm in that community, what is the most popular thing that people photograph? Is it the flares? Is it the people jumping out of it? What photographs do you see from your performances that really stand out to you?
The photos that stand out to me are the ones when we're pumping smoke, because we only do that during air shows, right? So if you take a picture during practice, it's just a helicopter against blue sky. Sure, it's upside down, but you can also rotate pictures. But with the smoke, there's a clear line in the air where we just flew through and just came from, and where the helicopter's going and where it's been. So it really illustrates the line of flight. And that's, to me, that's what makes those photos cool, to see it upside down. We usually have red smoke. This show we have white smoke, which is pretty unusual. Okay. So we'll be pumping a little bit of white and a little bit of red this week. But yeah, when it comes to looking at photos of the helicopter in action, I love it when there's smoke, and I love it when it's upside down.
Well, there you go, aviation photographers. Look for that this weekend in the Pacific Airshow, and I look forward to seeing all your photos. And a lot of them in the Los Alamitos Army Airfield Aviation Facebook group, which is going to have extensive coverage. So anyway, we can just let's walk around. The sun's better if we walk around this side of the aircraft. Just a few more things about the aircraft, sir, if you don't mind.
Oh, you got it.
Yeah,
so as we said, it's a BO-105. This one was built in 1982, but the type first flew in 1967. So these have been out for a long time. They built about 1,550 of them, and they're used all over the world from different police forces, armies, navies, all kinds of organizations use them because it's just a really robust, reliable, tough little helicopter. So it's great for offshore support, army work, law enforcement, whatever. But again, it was designed for combat survivability and redundancy. So we have two engines. They're Allison C-20Bs, so those are Rolls-Royces now. Allison design, but Rolls-Royce bottom, so they're technically Rolls-Royce 250 C-20Bs. We have two of those, and that gives me almost 900 horsepower available, which is pretty good horsepower for such a light helicopter. We're only 2,500 kilograms, so it's good power to weight, gives us good performance. But as I said, everything's redundant. So we have two engines, two electrical systems, two hydraulic systems. Everything is redundant for combat survivability to get you home safe.
Okay, now here's a standard question you might get. I'm not quite sure. Other helicopters you like to fly. Is there a favorite helicopter you like to fly? Favorite helicopter overall? I'm sure this is one of your favorites, obviously. But what helicopter out there do you just think is badass, that you just really love?
Well, the pithy answer is always whatever one they give me to fly that day. Whatever I'm flying that day, that's my favorite. But to answer the question, this is probably my favorite, and then my second favorites would be the Black Hawk, which is a very well-designed aircraft, and it's a real pleasure to fly those. I enjoy that, and I really enjoy the MD-500. It's got a lot of performance, aerodynamic performance, not necessarily a lot of horsepower, but aerodynamically really responsive and snappy, really fun to fly.
Oh, that's interesting. I know that the Huntington Beach Police Department flies those.
They do, yes, they have a whole fleet of them.
Which is right here, you mentioned that because that's right here in Huntington Beach. So
yes.
Maybe you can have you ever flown in one of those with those guys? Do you do much with law enforcement or have any relationships?
I've got a lot of time in the 500, but I haven't flown with the police department, no. I'm friends with a couple of those guys. They're all nice guys and they're very capable. I just haven't had a chance to fly with them.
Yeah, I admire that. I'm just going to give 1 second for this plane to come by, and then we'll wrap it up in just a minute. We could have talked over that, but what's the fun in that? So
yeah.
All right. So, well, Aaron, is there anything else you'd like to add as far as flying in the Pacific Airshow, Huntington Beach? And are you a local Southern California guy? Somehow I think so, but I don't know that.
I am a local Southern California guy. I live in Los Angeles and I spend about half my time on the beach in Ventura County. So I love being on the beach. I love beach shows because I get to fly over the water. And for the spectators, for the people that want to come and have a great day, this is the perfect place to come and see an air show because basically it's just a day at the beach, only with great entertainment overhead. So you can park it in the beach in your chair or on your towel in the morning and spend the entire day just watching a cool show, and you have that ocean breeze going all day. If you're going to see any show this year, come see this one.
Sounds great. I did see you in the Camarillo Air Show, and that was unbelievable.
Thank you.
That's my adjective for you. It really was, and I'm sure you get that all the time.
The Camarillo show is kind of my home show because I have a hangar at Oxnard, which is right down the road.
It sounded like it might be. So that's a wonderful area up there, and that's a great air show. A lot of warbirds in that air show.
Oh, yeah.
So, well, just to wrap this up, Aaron, I'm going to give you the chance to talk about anything you'd like to. Are there things that I didn't mention, things you don't really get asked that you'd like to talk about? Here's your opportunity.
I would like to say to anybody out there watching that has maybe an inkling that they might want to go fly and they're putting it off for some reason, someday I'm going to get my pilot's license and all that. Today is someday. Go to the airport, Google up a flight school, and go take what's called a discovery flight. Every flight school does it, whether it's helicopters or airplanes. Just walk in the door with great confidence and say, I want to take a discovery flight, and start your journey right now. Don't wait.
I love it. That's a good way to finish it up. Thank you very much for your time, sir. And have a great time here in Huntington Beach and flying in the Pacific Air Show.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.